Yeah, we are just coming back here. We are. I am still Neon Gray. Uh, gonna be with you through this next run here, which is gonna be asuka424 coming back, playing Moss. Dathus is gonna have comes. And yeah, this is Winter Pride 2022 in support of the Trevor Project. Uh, take it away.
Hello again, everybody. My name is Dathus, doing double duty on a second run here with asuka424. She's going to be running. I'm just going to be the pretty face, and by that I mean the pretty voice that asks some questions about some of the explanations of this. So I'm going to, in fact, let her take it all away.
Hi. First off, thank you for unlocking this. This is you don't get to see VR speedruns very often. We're a very small niche community, but this is a run that I absolutely love. It's probably the most technical run that I do, and it's super cute and super amazing. And the main character Quill is super awesome. But we're gonna get started right away because it does start with a little bit of a cutscene, so we can talk and watch the beginnings of it. So. Without further ado, we are going to start in. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start. We're going to start by flipping some pages. Everything's based off the book that us, the reader, read. But we're speed reading because although reading is fundamental, reading takes time. And unfortunately, that means we do get to skip a lot of the amazing plot that is this wonderful game. But yeah, Moss is, I believe, a 2018 game by Polyarch. And actually, Moss Book 2 not only came out recently, but it did absolutely amazing at the VR Awards recently. It's this gorgeous, gorgeous world and atmosphere. And the reason I'm kind of leaning forward and introducing our wonderful protagonist, Quill, is if you don't look at this particular patch of grass when it's rustling, she will not come out. She's shy until you just kind of stare at her and say hi. But meet the cutest protagonist in the history of cute protagonists. I love her. I love her so much. And is super cute. And actually, on a few occasions in this game, uses American Sign Language to communicate to you, the reader. I wish it was something they did more of, but it's still really awesome to see. But yeah, no, this run, it's a very chill speed run. And by chill, I mean the smoother and easier it is, or it looks, the more difficult the tricks that I've pulled off are. Basically, it's supposed to be a very flowy, just a very flowy speed run. Also, that's me. That's the reader. That's Quill saying hi. Hi, Quill. But the first cutscene's pretty much getting close to being done, at which point we is off to the races. And we start off immediately with what I like to call, is this run cursed? It's basically, do I get this first jump or not? It doesn't save a whole lot of time, but it definitely sets the tone as to whether or not things go smoothly.
I mean, it is for a marathon, so you know it's going to be absolutely fantastic, as all marathon runs are.
You say this as I missed the jump. That's all right. I actually want it to be cursed. That's just kind of me, but this jump actually gives me a lot of problems. Come on. Whoop.
What got you into, actually, here's a good question while you're just doing the beginnings of it. Why speedrun Moss?
I had just gotten the quest, and I had seen this game a few times. I was like, this is actually a really cute, cool game. And Quill is not behaving. There we go. I just picked it up, and it was a game that I loved. I loved playing it casually. It was so fun. The puzzles are so rewarding. And it's a really good storyline. Like, Polyarch did such an amazing job with this game. I looked it up, and there's a fantastic speedrun for it. Excuse me. Let's VR, who's the world record holder of this, is super nice and awesome and welcoming, wants people to play this game in a speedrun sense. And I was like, you know what? This is very different from everything else that I speedrun as of late, which is pretty much Resogun and assorted terrible games. So I figured, why not? Let's give it a shot. As the reader, if you see these kind of patina-looking devices, you can actually interact with them. And so you'll see me move objects, open doors, and do other stuff that Quill just won't, for whatever reason. So we're kind of like a co-op in a sense. So we go from one co-op in Final Fantasy IV to a one-person co-op.
I mean, you're reading me a story right now, or us in chat also well a story. So I mean, it's a co-op in that sense. Actually, someone in chat made a comment about it. It's kind of like standing over a diorama. Would you agree with that?
Hold that thought. No, I missed my jump. There we go. I'll say that one more time.
So it was pointed out in chat by Flannel Cat that this is more of like the POV you have is kind of like looking over a diorama.
Yeah, it really is, and it plays so well with the fact that you're this giant reader, which you find out you're actually like a real size person, and you're interacting with this tiny universe. So yeah, that's why you'll see in some instances like this one, I'm actually standing up so I can get a better view of what's going on. And then other times I'm perfectly content just kind of sitting down, chilling, and interacting from a more like side view of sorts. But that's what I love about it, is the fact that you can kind of look around and kind of see, oh, by the way, what's over here?
Hoping once he saw her discovery.
First, let's do a little bit more speed reading. Uncle Argus is amazing, and I love him, and I love pretty much every character in this game, not gonna lie. There really isn't a character I don't like.
Yeah, I will say this: you've talked about this game a lot and how much you've enjoyed it. Even the skips that are hard to do, you talk a lot of good things about them. Because again,
all the detail.
Ooh. Oh, that's so good.
Right? All the books. Oh, also, there's a Starling. A Durin, that's the Starling's name we find out later on. But the thing with VR speedruns, and this one especially, excuse me, my throat is starting to give out, is there are very arguably like pixel perfect jumps. One that legit terrifies me is coming up in a few rooms. And the reason it terrifies me is with a lot of, give me boost. Nope, no boost. In 2D like space, you just have to deal with y-axes and z-axes, or in an x-axis. Here you have 3 axes that you have to deal with. So no.
Passage through the eastern gate was strictly forbidden.
Yeah, we're just gonna go for this jump anyway, and if we don't get it this time, we will. There we go. We don't need doors.
The third axis being the Z-axis, right?
Yep. Oh, this is my least favorite jump in the game.
Nicely done.
Oh no. I haven't done it yet. This is the jump that terrifies me.
Only you and that silent giant up there can get him out of.
This one is the pixel perfect one. Nope. Basically, I'm trying to jump on a ledge that's not technically a ledge. And to do that, I have to hit a very specific pixel. And in 3D space, that pixel, effectively the location changes based on how I'm looking at it at that particular time. We'll give it one more shot, and then we'll just do this casually. Because what I'm trying to aim for is right there. And it's such a tight jump. Death, that's one more try, or do we just go?
For marathon swag, always once more. Then we go. Because you're gonna get it on the next
Hey!
try. Like I said, get it on the next try.
One more try. First try.
First try, every try, and I don't see anything else that says otherwise.
So just like a lot of the ledges have that kind of scratched off look like a lot of games do, that one doesn't, because that's not a ledge you're supposed to grab. But it's also I guess, a cautionary ledge. So if the player doesn't make the jump properly, they don't fall down and have to do it again. So, but the problem is the way the area is kind of shaped. There's this little like out jut that you'll hit. And so you kind of have to like sneak past it and just barely grab it, which again, like if this is the pixel you're looking for, it's going to look different here versus here versus here versus there, and so on and so forth. So hitting those really tight jumps is not as easy as you think. So anytime you can get that, it's always one of those, ooh.
You know, at least their pixel perfect jumps are not pixel perfect and frame perfect. Could you imagine if you have to do a pixel perfect jump at the right angle, looking at it at once every 60 seconds?
Nope.
For 60
Thanks.
frames?
Also, yay, skipping third rock. We are not going to be going to third rock from the sun. My apologies, but not.
That was a
Awesome.
really okay television show when I was growing up.
I actually didn't mind it.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
it was good.
But here is a case of how Quill can miss jumps. Yeah, we always take the high ground here, just it's faster. But a lot of this speedrun is just, again, finding the fastest route through the platformers and seeing what little skips here and there you can do. And just kind of waiting to get stuff to activate.
On the other side is the mine.
Also, a question from chat while you're waiting for stuff to activate. How is this game so cute? Yes, it is just generally cute.
I mean,
That's how
okay,
it's so cute.
the squirrel. That is the equivalent of that is Uncle Argus's mount. Uncle Argus is a knight that rode into battle on a squirrel. Let that sink in. Also, the aesthetic of all of these swords and human pieces of equipment. It's what fascinates me so much about the atmosphere of this is you see all this item, all these items from people, but there's no people. And it's like it's not really explained why, and I'm actually kind of glad that they don't explain why, because it's this whole like universe in and of itself that's just, oh, I love it. But what the game just showed us is that unfortunately Quill can take damage. It's required damage. She can take 3 hits before she dies, and you can tell how many hits she can take based on the color of the glass in her backpack.
But she's a Mario boss.
Blue, yes. So if it's blue, you have, like she said, full health. If it's orange, yeah, you might want to heal up. If it's red, the next shot she takes will kill her. So you want to avoid that at all costs.
How did she heal up?
You can heal up, and you saw how I kind of grabbed her backpack. You kind of just grab it and you pull upwards. And eventually you kind of just pull it out of her. Much like what I'm doing with this enemy right here.
Interesting.
I'm helping her out as her reader by doing damage to the enemy. And what I'll do is I'll pull, and eventually you'll hear that clicking sound. And that means I've pulled it long enough to where, right there. Yeah, there we go. Where I've done enough damage to where, or I've stunned it and done a little bit of damage to it. Also, I love her celebration, and it's unfortunate that in some spots it wastes time, so I have to kind of jump around to avoid it. But yeah, that one I consider kind of the hardest fight, because after this cutscene that we don't get to see because speedrunning, she gets, excuse me, the upgraded sword, the leaf sword.
Ooh.
And then at that point, those enemies take 3 hits. So what I do is I would stun them as the reader, and then I just do 3 hits, and those enemies are done. Now, this next room's interesting because I'm going to try to grab... Where are you? Oh, there you are. So you can actually grab things before you spawn into the next area. It saves a little bit of time. Sometimes not much, but it's just nice kind of getting things in motion before they're technically in motion.
Save the frames.
Yeah, that was a little optimization right there where if you just kind of open the doors, she gets stunned and gets pushed back. If I dodged through it, it skips the skips the stun. Excuse me. Blah. Perks of being sick. I'm sorry.
You know what, again, is the fact that you are still showing off yet another game, which again, thank you very much for those out in chat who donated so that we could have Oscar show off yet another fantastic game, and again, a VR game nonetheless. Thank you guys very much for letting her show this off. But again, and having her, put a little bit more strain on her voice. Don't worry, she's going to be taking meds to make it so she's going to be fine afterwards.
Now, that skip that I just did, I find to be one of the coolest skips. Because it's just so, like, clean. You just go boop, 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 hop. This root skip, I have, like, a non-existent chance of pulling this off. It's so hard. So we're going to give it, like, one shot. Come on. Nope. Actually, what I will do is just land on that enemy. So you can actually skip this fight entirely. To do it, you have to jump somehow over this. Oh, wait. Nope. That's all right. I'll just do this the full way, the casual way. You can also land on that enemy and kill it before it spawns, but ain't nobody got time for that. But by doing root skip, you completely skip this fight. You just climb. Oops, excuse you. You climb over that ledge and just skip everything. But before that, the backup was always you just fought the enemies while killing the one before it spawns. Yeah, killing the one enemy saves about 5-10 seconds. But still, the biggest run killer in this game is the temple, aka the end of this area. Also, it is completely RNG. Polyarch has even said you cannot manipulate it. You have a 50-50 chance of being correct. And it's like if you get root skip, which Blitz VR was able to pull it off and get good RNG, like it was a complete miracle. He popped off when he got that skip and got the RNG. It's so difficult. Let's see here. But what this mechanic shows is you can actually grab the enemies, bring them over to these platforms, and get them to stand, and they'll hold in position. So what I did there, while I was waiting for the platforms to shift, is I actually kept Quill in motion. And the reason being is if you don't, sometimes she'll freeze in place for a while, just because she can. It's like she's having a good time standing on that platform, and nothing is going to stop her from enjoying standing on that platform.
She's just here to relax and show off.
Right. So now we play this room somewhat casually. There is a very gutsy strat you can do right here. I'm gonna do that.
Absolutely, we play a little gutsy.
Nope, not here. Because you have to be perfect jumping on that ledge. Otherwise, the rock will come down and you will die to it. There we go. And you'll see a lot of times if I'm looking, like I'll look at Quill or look somewhere and doing something off camera. Like me being able to grab that enemy down there without actually looking at it. That's just some of those optimizations that you do in this speedrun, kind of knowing what's next in each puzzle and going from there. Like here, spinning this around. And for those of you that thought Quill was super cute before, let me introduce you, as soon as we get over here, to the greatest thing in this game. Come on, my buddy, my guy. It's okay. You can go. There we go. Nope, come back. And this right here, we get to do it twice in the game. It is the high five. I love that so much.
I do always love seeing you pull off the high five.
Yeah, there are 2 scripted high fives in the game, and it's just, oh, she's so cute when she does that.
Now, are there any unscripted high fives that you can do for a high 5%?
No, there's a couple times when you can use the trigger buttons and kind of comfort her, because it gets kind of not fun. All right. So these next enemies are cannon enemies. They will shoot you, but you can actually control how they shoot. Whoop! Ow! Rude. All right, you can stay stunned over there. All right. So what we do here, and also some things in the speedrun really depend on your ability to do multiple things at once. Like controlling Quill, moving platforms, not dying. This is also one of those ones where you try to jump around and skip the celebration because it saves more time, even though it's really sad because the celebration is super cute. But
now, on a level of Kirby Dance to this, or Kirby Dance out of 10, which one's cuter?
I do have to give bias to this because I speedrun this game. That being said, this is called Asuka usually can't shoot straight. Never mind, I'm shooting just fine. Alright, so what I'm doing right now is kind of angling myself, or angling this platform in a very specific spot. So when I come back, there we go. I don't have to move it. Like, it's perfectly fine where it is. And, yeah. It just, again, another one of those little optimizations that saves time.
So there are rooms that you have to come back to and they don't reset.
Yes. And there's other rooms where they don't reset, but they'll, like, enemies will appear.
Ah.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
How many times do you backtrack through rooms?
There's a couple times in the game. Not a whole lot. Like, it is a very, I don't want to say linear progression, but it is linear progression with some backtracking. This one is we're going to a specific area, and come on. Oops. Nope, wrong way. Quill's like, what are you doing? Mother, you've played this before. There we go.
Oh, Quill is now taking on the persona of Galahad?
Galahad and Freya both. Like, see right there, that jumping? That's one of those celebrations where if you jump, you can actually skip that portion. So yeah, right now we're actually picking up an item. Ooh, I actually didn't have to do the ledge grab. We're picking up an item to progress to the next area, which has the true RNG. And with that, you get to see the only death warp in the game. It's faster to die, reset at the starting point, because you still have the item. and run back out than it is to climb all the way back out. But this is also one of those times where, yeah, you kind of rubber band back to the main area. And this is where you can see that ledge I was telling you about, where I can just, without having to readjust that platform, I can jump right over, take the top road, and come back here. Now, if route skip wasn't annoying enough as it was, because that skip is pretty much impossible, this next room is the pure RNG room. There is no way to manipulate it, and I have yet to do this in a marathon and pick the right room, pick the right side. So basically, there's 2 platforms, and after the first fight, it's a 50% chance the left one raises and a 50% chance the right one raises. I'm sticking with my guns of I'm picking the right platform until it is correct in a marathon, at which point I will move on with my life. Because the moment I switch before I'm correct, it's going to be the right platform.
Absolutely, that's how it works. Murphy's Law. You think is this one, and then it's like, nope, it will actually be that one.
Quill, what are you doing up there, my dear?
Being adorable?
Oh no. Oh no.
Are you soft
This is
locked?
not good. Oh no, I just reset the room. I've never seen this before. All right then.
So somebody in chat clip this so that we can have this saved for posterity for later?
Right? All right, so note to self, you can go right there. But yeah, so you'll see basically what you're doing is you're ringing the bell 3 times. And so if it's, like, say I choose correctly and it's the first platform that raises is the right one, then it's guaranteed that the next platform will be the left platform. Now, here's where it gets fun. And I don't mean that in the fun sense. So if I choose the right platform and it's the left platform, then we're in full RNG land. So this can be a very quick fight, or it can be an absolute slog. Come on, come on. Yes!
Hey, there we go. Look at, see, and you can finally say it's happened during a marathon.
Right? I just had to soft lock. That's the thing. I'm fine with this.
You know what?
Yay.
Soft lock to save how much time? I think we still net save time, right?
Well, actually, you did. You 100% did.
That's fantastic.
Because yeah, now we know for sure the next platform is going to be the left platform. Because this is phase 2 of this fight.
Is this how we're going to? Is this how you're gonna hit your PB? You soft lock next time, and then.
No. Like you hear that ding. That's when you know that particular phase of the fight's over. Because if you guess the wrong platform, you literally have to do that entire phase again. Ooh. Which is why, that is why it is so crucial to hit the good RNG. Because if you don't, it's just, your run is completely dead, without question. You're right there. And now it's just a matter of grabbing enemies as they spawn. Actually. And then killing them. Eventually, Quill will celebrate. And we have defeated the enemies in this wonderful Temple of Doom / Temple of Beth Israel. Shout out to Spaceballs.
Such a great movie. Also, if Quill is using a leaf blade to do damage, does that mean that she is a grass type mouse?
That's what I think about that. Nope. She is a queen type. Because Quill is amazing, and I love her.
Quill felt a swell of pride as she approached the cavern river.
She can be a queen and a
Its
grass
rolling
type.
banks once
It's the new
left her
typing from
keys to
the
safety
gen
over
that's
the
coming
Cinder
after
Night.
the current
Now,
one.
all
Didn't you know?
these years later,
The
she would
royalty.
follow it back.
Oh, jeez. It's like also the narrator of this. I can't remember her name, and I hate that I can't remember her name. She actually makes a return in book 2. She does such an amazing job with narrating the story. She does all the voices. And it's just I love her voice acting in this game.
I am surprised. I'm actually
Stunning.
surprised that you don't know who the voice actress for it is, because she also
Oh,
is a voice actress from one of our games that we play together. You might remember her as talking about the Taken King. Morla Gorodana.
that's Mara?
That is Eris Morn.
Really?
Absolutely, it's
Also,
Eris Morn.
Baked in her eyes.
I didn't stay on there very long, but how it's getting like dark as I'm reading, you'll see that whole progression. Also, for those of us that don't like waking up to our alarms in the morning, the moodiest mood that has ever mooded is about to mood at you. Also, this scene right here with the statue is, oh, I love it. Also, that like flopped ear, squinted eyed. Why am I awake right now?
Oh yeah, that's you in the morning.
That's me. This is me.
And no, Chad, I am not the dev. I am just a humble potate while Asuka is doing this run. My name's Dathos. I'm
Durham
just
was nowhere
doing
to
some
be
added
found.
commentary.
But looming high on a
Yeah,
distant
he's
bluff was the castle. The
this
sight
is not a
reminded
game
her
that you
of
have
what
played, but I
mattered
don't think you
most.
have VR.
Quill
I do
truly
not. I
did
did get a
watch
chance to
and
play
be
around
ready
with
for
some
some of the
VR,
journey
but
ahead.
this isn't one that I got a chance to play. Future plans.
Gotcha.
Soon, TM.
Right. Also, that jump is a lot scarier than it looks like it should be. You definitely cut it a little bit close.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I could definitely see that with the way the way it Quill's grips onto it.
Also, these exploding enemies, that is the latest and greatest that we have to fight. The thing is, what's kind of fun about them, you can just pull them, and as soon as you hear the click, they detonate themselves. So I can just kind of stand here. I can
So
just
keep
kind of,
Quill out of harm's way. Got it.
yeah, pretty much. And eventually, now this one will detonate. And then we'll get some regular enemies soon. TM, I think in this, yep. Yeah, it's like, and what's really cool about this game is there's combat, but it's not the main focus. And in a way, I'm kind of glad that it is, or it's not the main focus. Excuse you. Because, like, this game has so much to offer, even without combat. Like, there's so much.
Yeah, I will say this, like, having watched you run this a couple of times, like, this is still, like, it's great with or without combat. Because, again, it's the platforming is really good, it's really tight, and the,
Get really tight. Am I hitting Leap of Faith? Nope. I tried.
ooh,
Leap of Faith is you can actually get to about right there and speed up that whole jump. And it's one of those, in my quick practice D-Rust, I hit it, and now it's like, no.
well, that's how it always is. During your D-Rust, oh, I can hit this jump, no problem, and then never
That's why I'm
again.
terrified, because the Sentinels, I got those on the first try.
Oh, no. Well, you know, I
Oh.
remember you also D-Rusting on the Sentinels and hitting them in different practices, so...
This room, when the devs did a react to speedruns, this room they found the most hilarious. Because it is this very long, lengthy puzzle where you have to bring that explodey dude all the way up using platforms. And instead, you can just very carefully jump up and skip the entire room.
That is.
It's,
I want
it
to
is
know.
actually vanilla. It is a very fun puzzle. Speedrunning, it's even more fun.
I'll say
Because
that
the
is.
best part, first off, I said there were 2 high fives. All right, there we go. There's our second high five.
A.
So the thing is, though, you have to have an explodey dude blow up the first wall. Otherwise, you can't open the door. Also, if you fall into that gap just before the ledge, you soft lock.
Really?
Yeah. So again, that looks really chill. That last jump, you're definitely questioning things. The next 2 rooms, though, and I mentioned the
She'd seen
sentinels.
this view before, in a drawing from her
The
uncle's
first room
library.
isn't as bad,
Being here made her heart
but
flutter.
these 2 are the
And it
hardest
seemed
rooms in the game
if the story
to
of
do
her family had been
speedrun
different,
strats.
this would have been her
You'll
home.
see these giant glowing metal eyeballs of death. That particular glowing eyeball of death, they will one-shot Quill. And you can skip them by doing some very cheeky things. This first one is a bit easier, but it's still terrifying. This is where I get kind of quiet. Because this technically is not a walking path. Okay. First room's done. Now the one that's actually extremely hard.
Again, it's still very impressive watching you do this. Like, no matter how many times I've seen you do it, it's fantastic.
This room scares me to death. It's not over.
There was a song about that.
No.
Hey, let's go.
Oh. No. Okay, I'm gonna sit down. I'm a little shaky right now. So remember at the beginning when I said the smoother and like more chill things look, the harder the tricks are.
Yeah, again, GG's to that. Like, get some GG's out chat for those wonderful, for that
gosh.
wonderful skip. Like, that's
It's
when your runner has to take a second to sit down.
Whew. That's, and the thing is though, there's one more legit skip that's actually really fun to pull off, train skip,
You took long enough.
because it, let me put it this way, it is the only skip in the game where you can look at it and go, yes, you have skipped something, because it is like I'm clipping through a wall or a ceiling. But yeah, that second sentinel, that window is so tight, and it's either you do it on the first try,
must act quickly. As long
or
as that master
there's
sentry is
really no
watching, the
point.
path to the castle is a dead end.
Really?
Yeah, you waste so much time. Cleaning that up for the way out.
I mean, those are some of the best skips where it's like, you hit it first, it feels real good. You don't hit it first, like, well, I should have, but we're here now anyways.
Alright, bring this guy around. So yeah, this is one of those where it's like I'm always constantly doing something. Yeah, also right there, that's another one of those, if I jump at the right time, I avoid a celebration. Also, shout out to the mouse fryer right there that you never really get to see.
Yeah, we see it off screen every once in a while, but oh, look at that, mouse fryer.
This is one of those backtracks where it's like, win suddenly, have enemies. But, alright, so, train skip. This is another one of those very, very, very pixel perfect and you actually kind of use how Quill moves. Oh, come on. You want to go in there. Thank you. You use the fact that Quill will attack in the last direction that, or the last directional input. Even if it doesn't look like that was the last directional input. Nope.
I'll say I've seen you do this skip before. It is very precise.
Oh. Yeah, and this is one of those ones where which you can't see without a camera. I'm pretty much resting my elbows on my knees to kind of really get in and see where I'm effectively looking at her right foot. Again, depending on how many tries I attempt or how many attempts are made, I might just do the backup strat, which it's not as cool looking, but here we are.
Oh, bonking a head on the ceiling. Always the worst one when it's like, oh, is this go? Nope.
A slight pause was like, Quest, you okay? Oh no! It was right there!
Quill, please.
Because, yeah, what you're trying to do is avoid her dashing forward, but still just hitting that trigger with the tip of her sword. Give it a couple more tries, and then we'll just do the backup.
Again, just bonking her head on the ceiling.
It's like, considering how much time I saved on the Sentinels. Mm. Mm-hmm. Well, my girl. All right.
You didn't believe in the high five enough, apparently.
Apparently not. All right. One or two more tries, and then we'll do the backup. Okay. Oh. What I'll do is I will threaten pulling this out. All right, Quill. You know what that means.
Uh-oh. Come on, Quill, behave. You don't want to go the backup way. Be the mouse of the house.
Right? Yeah, there it is.
See, all you have to do is threaten.
First try again.
Yeah, 100% first try. We were just sitting here kind of relaxing, chilling out.
Totally first try. It's one of those, like, I love, like, just doing it because it looks, it's literally the only skip that looks like I'm actually skipping something.
Yeah, it's like, there's this entire room over here. Fluff it.
Yeah, and that's actually, like, a really, doing that many attempts is actually still faster than doing this room vanilla.
Really?
Yeah, it's a long room. I mean, the backup strat where you pull out that block and then kind of you have to control the rail car handle and at the right time and pull the block out and do a couple other things. So it's a good backup in that it's a little bit faster, but it's not as fast as train skip. It's still significantly faster than vanilla. Now, a little bit of optimization here. I cannot stand on that platform until these 3 handles are pulled. Because as soon as I reach that platform, she moves to the next area. And then if she moves to the next area and you don't have those 3 handles pulled,
You're all clear,
you
kid.
reset everything.
It should be a straight
Really?
shot to the castle
Yeah, so you
now.
have to pull the 3
Come
handles
on.
again. All right. Also, interesting factoid, that owl
We're trapped.
actually doesn't show up in book
Can
1.
you open these doors too?
I was gonna say, there's so much threatening of like the owl and like the red-faced owl. Like you'd figure that'd be the last boss in this book. But
Nope. She makes an appearance in book 2.
spoilers? I haven't read that one yet.
Right? Alright. This is definitely a case of kind of watching multiple things at once. Excuse you, come back.
Or you were required over here, please and thank you.
I will say, this is another one of those 3-phase fights. For those of you that are sensitive to bright lights, there is a very, very, very bright flash at the end of this whole fight scene. I will give you ample warning to close your eyes or look away, but it's rough. I will tell you when it's safe to look back, but it's definitely a doozy.
And you have no choice but to look at it.
Yeah, even closing my eyes, I can still, it's bright. It is very bright. And it's not after this phase. It's basically once I'm done fighting, because that's phase 2, I'll have to climb through or jump down that ledge, or that grate. At that point, once I jump through that grate, that's when avert your eyes, close your eyes, whatever you want to choose to avoid that.
Again, big shout out for some of that stuff like that for accessibility. And it's also something in the free enterprise run that we did that I know that I turned off, and I believe you did as well. There are so many things, so many flashes, and different things that can give you motion sickness, just brightness warnings. And it's great that games are starting to become more aware of it.
That should be the last 2 enemies. Quill, where are you? Here you are, girly. Okay. So, again, very, very bright light warning. Also, let me just heal. Don't need to, but why not?
I can't, kid.
All right.
We have to get out of here.
If you are sensitive to bright lights, please close your eyes or look away right now.
Down here. It's the only way.
All right. It is safe to come back to pitch black. There we go. Yeah, that is, that was actually the last, like, standard fight. Now we are basically on the ascent. I jokingly say, I could have a perfect run going, and I will die once in the ascent. The last marathon I did this in, I died literally in the last room of the game where you can die. And that was the first death in the ascent.
Made a terrible mistake.
Because that's just kind of how it goes.
Consistency is key.
Smell.
Right?
Dirt.
And it's one of those, it's the you're making jumps that are very tight, and also there's now a time frame that you can make these jumps in, because you are being chased by the true villain of this game that you haven't met yet. And by yet, I mean they're slowly coming closer to us in the distance.
Indiana
Because
Jones's rock.
what does a mouse really not like?
That snake in the background.
Yes.
I'm
Meet
so sorry,
Sarfog,
Quill. I really
the
am.
snack. That is a danger noodle.
Did we find him from a boot?
Also, that is the saddest quill that has ever quilled. And it makes me so sad to see that picture.
Quill felt the
Aw,
depth
Quill.
of their connection.
Right?
Little
It's like,
droopy
Quill,
ears.
Quill, let me protect. Please let me protect. But we've lost our starling, Adoran. Haven't really seen it much, but it has been helpful.
So
And
why
it
do we
did
lose the
sacrifice
starling?
itself. What's that?
Why do we lose the starling?
The starling just sacrificed itself to save us from Sarfog.
In its name, we shall stop Sarfog.
Right? So that rock right there, I've gotten stuck on so many times for no good reason other than it was in my way. So this is a crossbow. It is a big crossbow. It's a fun crossbow. And I'm going to shoot it into the distance because I like crossbows. I like it so much, I'm going to pull it back for no good reason other than the fact that Sarfog is going to show up right here. I'm going to activate the crossbow again. And to quote CinemaSins, who survives this? All right. It's a surprisingly kind of annoying area. Ow, I just punched my monitor. Oops.
Ooh, please don't break anything.
Look, I'm kind of blind right now. All right, now we are in the ascent proper, aka where I find more and more fascinating ways to die.
If it's nothing if not entertaining, especially for those out in chat who are watching, that's the important thing.
All right, so
Oh, wow.
I've learned I cannot stand on this platform right here, that rock, because even if I'm too close to that rock, Sarfog slithering past me will kill me. I'm pretty sure it's my goal, unconsciously, to find every way to die in the.
That is okay. That's very interesting. The fact that close. He has a huge hitbox, then.
Hmm?
I think that's my favorite thing about games like this, where the hitboxes of enemies, or even of
No! Like I said, I find every way to die in the ascent.
you just got fireballed.
Yep.
But also, look, that kind of also is part of it. Look at the hitbox on certain things.
Mm-hmm. Nope. I've actually died on that little ledge, and boop.
Oh, that last little ledge on the way out. Dang.
Yep. Like just as she's going off camera, Starfog's like, actually, no, you're staying here. You're doing this again.
So there are no iframes in this game for that? That's
Nope.
a little harsh.
There is. It's just the the window in the ascent is so tight. All right, now last room where I can die, aka I have found ways to die.
No, you died in the first room. You're fine. Remember, it's once per ascent.
You say this.
Look, I'm just kind of memeing for content now.
All right, that's good. Like, I've died just as Quill jumped onto that rock. It's like, really? Really, that's the game we're playing, Sarfog? So, Quill is amazing. And Sarfog, this is my favorite part. Let's stare at this for a second. Hi. So, Quill is a true queen and takes all of Sarfog's hit points away except one. She realizes this and takes the last hit point away.
Look at that. Oh, so good.
Right. Like, that kick has every bit of sass that I hope to achieve in life.
I think you sassed me about that much.
Well, yeah. Not that levels of kick, though.
No, not yet.
But we have survived. After being really rusty.
Will searched the silent halls.
It is
Uncle?
going to be
Uncle!
time very shortly.
But only her
Case in
echoes
point,
responded.
it is time.
GG's. Nicely done.
Tell me I haven't played the game in 2 months without telling you I haven't played the game.
Hey, you still hit some skips that you weren't sure you were gonna hit.
Oh, well, how bad? How bad, though?
54-48.
I am so glad I upped that to 55. Hey! Yep.
Look, sometimes the skips just don't want to agree with us, and
Oh no! It straight up. This was a.
Is that really?
It was very sketch at the beginning, and that's fine. But there is one little. Also, Quill saying thank you with that bit of ASL. There is one little bit of joke and Easter eggs that I have to show off, and as Blaze remembered when I did this at Midwest Speed Fest, at one point I was under a chair. This is exactly what we're going to do here. So everyone's, you know, when you're sitting at a desk and you're a kid, and say you have gum, what do you do with the gum?
swallow it.
Well, where do you put it?
I said swallow it. But yeah, most people do it underneath the desk.
Oh, funny about that. There's no gum. However, there is. Oh, facing the wrong way. Some thank you. There are thank yous and other doodles from the devs. I also love that dog right there and that dog right there, and I love all of these. So if you ever play this, and if you actually look at Moss Book 2, they also added this in Book 2, just with different doodles, and this is getting extremely awkward because I laid down and I can tell both my dogs kicking my arm.
I was gonna point out the S in Shauna because I think that's an S that everyone has done at one point in time.
Oh, where is it? There it is. Hi Freya. Hi Galahad. So yeah, that is Moss Book 1, and that's behind us. Let me, in my blind VR sense, figure out where my chair is. But yeah, that is it started off kind of clanky at first, and we found our groove. But shout out to the end of Sayonara Wild Hearts and Death MS in Free Enterprise. But yeah, Davis, thank you for sticking around for this. Thank you, chat, for donating for this. And VR speedruns you really don't see very often, so it's always a treat to bring them to people. It's a niche community, but it's a really fun thing to do. And this is just an amazing game. Book 2 is equally as amazing. Yeah. Any shout outs on your end, Dathis?
No, mostly to you for the fact that you've dragged me along for not only Free Enterprise, but now for giving me the opportunity to be a part of this as well. Big shout outs to you for doing this, and for, again, the other people in the community that you created, that you brought on for different marathons you've done.
Again, you can find Dathis on twitch.tv/Dathis. You can find me twitch.tv/asuka424. Thank you again, and you're almost done with me, chat. I've got one more run. I swear that I'm done. It's approximately 8-ish a.m. Eastern. I'll be running You Are Not a Banana, Better Edition. One-handed. Because I like making things difficult on myself and playing a game one-handed. But that is a trip of a game, put it that way. But thank you for, again, donating to unlock this. Thank you to Power Up with Pride for just having this wonderful marathon for such a wonderful cause in the Trevor Project. So see ya for the next run. Bye-bye.
And thank you so much to Asuka and to Dathus for that wonderful little run there. And yes, this is Winter Pride 2022 in support of the Trevor Project. And the Trevor Project is the leading national organization providing crisis intervention and suicide prevention services to lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and questioning youth. You can check them out at www.thetrevorproject.org to access their services, or find out more about their impact, or to donate. You can also hit !donate in chat, and that will bring up a link to donate here. That all being said, that's the end of my hosting shift, I do believe. So thank you so much to all of you. You've been great, and we'll see you all later. Night-night.
All right, hello, Winter Pride viewers. I will be your host for the next few games. My name is Allie, otherwise known as Sullying, and we're going to be having a great time because coming up we have a Quest for Glory randomizer. I know everybody knows Sierra games, kind of tough, kind of fun, but how do you randomize it? Well, stay tuned and you'll find out. Also, I'd like to take a second to talk about that King's Quest Mask of Eternity incentive. We are currently only $200 away from it, so let's get that met, because little do y'all know that me and the runner work together to mod the graphics. So we have a little bit of a custom thing just for this run.